In this video, we are going to discuss about the types of transport which will be used in the logistics and supply chain management. There are different types of transportation as you are witnessing it. The airways, roadways, railways, the trucks, everything we are using. When you are talking about the importance of supply chain management, which has been growing in various areas because of the trend of nationalization and also globalization in recent decades. For industries, it helps to optimize the existing production and distribution processes based on the same resources through management techniques for promoting the efficiency and competitiveness of enterprises. Transportation system is a key element in supply chain. It also joins the separated activities into an integrated activity. So transportation occupies 1/3 of the amount in supply chain cost, and also the transportation influences the performance of supply chain enormously. That's what we are concentrating more on the supply chain transportation techniques. Transporting of any types of goods is required in the whole production procedures because it is supplied as a raw material to the manufacturers, and it will be delivered to the final customers as a finished products. And whenever the customer are not satisfied, even the returning of those type of goods are done through the transportation. A good coordination between each component can give the maximum benefit. That's what the supply chain is mainly focusing on the transportation. And transportation refers to the means of distributing goods, supplies, and also resources, then information, it may be to people, and energy from the original point, that is from the production point or the beginning point of the supply chain to the end destination, that is to the consumer, pipeline of oil, gases, etc. It also involves handling, packaging, managing the time the goods are fetched and delivered, and maintaining coordination, especially when intermodal or a combination of two or more transport modes are used. An intelligent transportation system may be defined as a planned network of elements or physical components that play different roles in the transportation of goods, supplies, resources, information, manpower, and people, and energy from one place to another. The elements of physical components of transport system are referred as the facilities. And the transport system consists of fixed facilities, flow of entities, and then control system. The fixed facilities means the facilities which are the physical components of the system that are fixed in space and constitute the network of links and nodes of the transport system. For example, the link could be roadway or railway or the track, and the nodes could be intersections, interchanges, transit terminals, harbors or airports. And flow of entities are the units that negotiate the fixed facilities, and these include people, vehicles used in that, and the containers used in that, containers units, and railroad cars, and so on. In the case of a road system, the fixed facilities accommodates a wide variety of vehicle types. As you all know that the lorry, the bicycle, the cars, the tempo vans, or the mini doors, or large tractor, trailer combinations of these things. So these are all the vehicle types. And the control system consists of the vehicular control and flow control. Vehicular control refers to the technological way in which the individual vehicles are guided on fixed facilities. Such controls can be manual or it may be automatic or automated. The characteristics of the vehicle control or the characteristics of the vehicular control system are considered by proper geometric design of fixed facilities, because it should be properly planned and designed. For example, in case of highway facilities where the vehicles are manually controlled, and this includes driver's characteristics such as the time of driver takes to perceive and react to various stimuli. The flow control system consists of the means that permit the efficient and smooth operation of the streams of vehicles and the reduction of conflict between the vehicles also. And the system includes various types of signing, markings and signal systems, and also underlying rules of operations, how they have to operate. And the transportation in the supply chain also considers the civil engineering matters. So civil engineering is the branch of engineering which is involving in the designing of the fixed facilities, and these type of designs include the characters of the soils and the foundation which is laid down in the engineering, and also the structural engineering designs, the design of drainage systems which is available in the city limits, and also the geometric designs which is concerned with the physical proportioning of the elements of fixed facilities. The success of any supply chain is closely linked to the appropriate use of transportation. For example, Walmart has effectively used a responsive transportation system to lower its overall cost. Walmart uses cross-docking, that is a process in which the product is exchanged between trucks, so that each truck going to a retail store has products from different suppliers. So that route alone will be, along with the truck, it will be monitored. There are two key players in any transportation that takes place within a supply chain. One is the shipper, or the person who is sending the product. Another one is the carrier, the person who is carrying the material or transmitting the material. The shipper is that party that requires the movement of the product between 2 points of the supply chain. And the carrier is the party that moves or transports the product. For example, when ABC uses uninterruptible power supply chain management supply to ship its computers from the factory to the consumer. So ABC is the shipper and uninterruptible power supply is the carrier. So the management of the supply chain requires a coordinated approach to manage all activities to provide the greatest value of the consumers. And the basic service for increasing national income is transportation. As national income rises, infrastructure adapts to support changing patterns of demand with the shares of power and transport and communication. So transport is one of the most important services for every country or within any country, and it is a vital sector of growth and development, and which is creating new economic activity. Since economic development of a country requires adequate and effective transport services, the degree to which transport creates a new activity is the necessary condition within the economy. So transport is the one of the essential elements of an integrated plan for area development and indicator of a development of a developed countries. So you can see that people say that even in 1960s, China has become the model for infrastructure development. They had constructed the overland bridges, underground systems of railways and roadways, channel services, and everything. So they are now developed a lot in the industrial sector. So the existence of high quality transport network, availability of number of mechanized motor transport, adequate number of railways, airports, and then shipping, ship services, harbors, all these things as per the demand of the consumers are the indicators of any country's development. In any country, you can take this as a development criteria. When you go to London or to Singapore, you can see the metro everywhere, and the intercity transportation through flights, interstate transportations are very easy. And effective transportation systems have been playing a vital role in the economic prosperity of any country. To enlarge the trading activities also, we need better transportation facilities. The industrially developed countries lay more emphasis on the development of trade because the transportation is the vital or the essential element of sending the goods from one place to the other place. The search for an integrated system combines the merits of the individual transportation modes and eliminates the uneconomic and unproductive activities and promotes industrialization, which also promotes industrialization of any country. It increases the wealth of the country, it promotes industrialization to a larger extent as a manufacturing sector, not as an agro-based industry, agro-based economy. It will become an industrial-based economy and transforms the organization of industry and raise the standard of living of the people also. The role of transport in the supply chain. So when we are talking about the transport, we should not simply stop with the different types or what is the need for the transportation, because everything we know it already. We might have been studied in our lower sections also. But what is the role of these transports in the supply chain? That is what we have to look into this chapter. Transport system provides a vital linkage between production and consumption, and development of transport infrastructure helps the globalization of production process. Transport is essential in an economy because of the demand and supply of goods and does not reach equilibrium at any particular area or point of time. The need for dispatch of goods arises as they are often produced in one place to be sold out in some other place of consumers. And thus, transport provides a vital link between the production and the consumption point, and the objective of production is not fulfilled till the commodity reaches the consumer. And it forms an integral part of production and distribution and also the marketing systems. Transport infrastructures are critical for diversification as well as modernization of production and distribution process. Transport is the key factor to link dispersed areas. Transport increases the economic efficiency of resources. The economic efficiency of the resources of various countries is increased with the growth of different modes of transport. You can see the Dubai as an example. Now the bullet trains are going there. Now they are going for the next version of the vacuum trains. So vacuum jets. So those things are contributing to the development of the economy. So transport reduces the cost of production and distribution by the effective manner, planned manner, and integrated and coordinated as a network. And in the developed and developing nations, which is depend largely on transport developments for better utilization of their available resources also. The adequacy of transport infrastructure is a key factor in the ability of countries to compete in international trade. Completion or the competition of new exports and the location of the global industries largely depends on the quality of transport infrastructure. Increased globalization of world trade in many countries arises not only from the liberalization of trade policies but also from advancements in the transportation facilities. Transport also helps to stabilize prices. When you are selling the apple in Kashmir, it will be cheap, so the price will go down. When it is coming to the other parts through the transport, then the cost will be stabilized by the Kashmirians. Goods can be transported to places where there is a scarcity for it. By this, the consumers can get their desired products are commodities of reasonable price. Similarly, by transporting goods to the market, the producer gets fair price for their products, especially the agricultural formats, through the different types of regulated market system, whatever supply, all those things. Transport curbs monopoly of the trader, and it facilitates for quick transport of commodities from one place to the another and restrict the traders to charge high price to the consumers, because the demand for the product increases because of the non-availability of the product in the market. So that will be curtailed through the proper facility of these type of transport. Almost the transportation modes in supply chain transport are of basically 3-4 types. Depending upon the earlier studies, we might have been studied even in our school days, the land transport, the rail transport, the water transport and the air transport. Along with that, the pipelines, the shippings, the telecommunications, everything matters. The pipelines are one of the methodology where we are bringing the oil and gases to us. So the road transportation is the first transportation which is majorly used in India. So road transportation, road infrastructures are large consumers of space with the lowest level of or the cheap level of physical constraints among transportation modes. And physiological constraints or a segment in road construction with a substantial additional cost to overcome features such as rivers and rugged terrain. And road transport has an average operational flexibility as vehicles can serve several purposes. These systems have high maintenance cost both for the vehicles and also for the infrastructure. Rapid investments of cargo occur in small batches, and with containerization, and road transport has become a crucial link in cargo distributions. Trucks are used generally for these purposes, which lowers the cost and have good accessibility. The trucks are able to access many more locations than the aeroplanes and the railroads. The regional truck lines are excellent for small and frequent shipments and for most effective over short distances. The petroleum products transferring from one place to another place and the other type of goods, agricultural produce, etc. But the factors which lower the use of truck are their speed and the capacity as well as their range. So for this purpose only we are just ignoring the road transport. Coming back to the rail transportation. Rail transportations, railways have an average level of physical constraints linked to the types of locomotives. Heavy industries are traditionally linked with rail transport systems, especially the cement industries and the iron and steel industries, etc. The process of containerization has improved the flexibility of rail transportation by linking it with road and maritime modes. Rail is by far the land transportation mode, offering the highest capacity of cargo carried, that is goods train. Gauges are often complicating the integration of rail systems worldwide. And railroads cost much lesser than modes when shipping large quantities or bulky goods over long distances. Coming back to the pipelines or the shippings. Pipeline routes are practically unlimited as they can be laid on land or underwater. The petroleum pipelines or the telecommunication wirings. They are used for transport of homogeneous materials. The costs are lower than other transport modes, and pipeline construction costs vary according to the diameter and the depth of the ocean, and they increase proportionally with the distance and with the viscosity of fluids. Pipeline terminals are very important since they correspond to refineries and also harbors. Pipelines are ideal for materials such as water, oil and gas, that is petroleum, etc. Pipelines have high initial cost since they must be built once and their constructed transportation cost are much lower than the other modes, and they are unable to transport a variety of materials, and the materials which they are doing it only with the material what they. Next is about the maritime transportation. Ships are one of the oldest methods of transporting the goods, and they are virtually the only way to transport large volumes of goods overseas. From the ancient days onwards, we are only using the ships for trading, international trades. And although this method is so slower and shipping by air, the ship can carry much more cargo than the aeroplanes. So costs are reduced significantly by choosing ships over air transport because of the physical properties of water such as buoyancy and limited friction. Maritime transportation is the most effective mode to move large quantities of cargo over long distances. Main maritime routes are composed of oceans, coast, seas, lakes, backwaters, rivers, and channels. Canals also available sometimes as smaller backwaters. However, due to the location of economic activities, maritime circulation takes place on specific parts of the maritime space. The construction of channels and the dredging are attempts to facilitate maritime circulation by reducing discontinuity. Comprehensive inland waterway systems are there, and maritime transportation has high terminal and maintain the cost, since port infrastructure among the most expensive one to build the port transportation is linked to these type of transportation is linked to heavy industries, and the such as steel and petrochemicals facilities adjacent to the port, and also some sort of imported car, automobiles, etc. Then the air transportation. Air is considered the premium mode of transportation because of the speed of delivery and the low impact on the cargo. Items are less likely to be broken than those shipped by by rail or by truck. The damages are very less, but it is very costly. Aeroplanes are also able to cover much larger distances in a short time. So the time is the only criteria here, and the spoilage of items. Saving results in speed of delivery are greater than extra cost. Air transport constraints can be the site, the climatical conditions, the fog, and the aerial currents. For instance, a commercial plane needs about 3,300 meters of runway for landing and for the takeoff. Air activities are linked to sectors like finance and tourism, which lean on the long distance mobility of the people, whereas the mode of transportation has been accommodating growing quantities of high value goods and is playing a growing role in the global supply chain management. And next is about intermodal transportation. The intermodal transportation refers to a variety of modes that is used in combination so that the respective advantage of each mode are better exploited by the manufacturers. The intermodal transportation applies for passengers movement such as the usage of different modes, but interconnected modes of public transit system. And containerization has been a powerful vector of intermodal integration, enabling maritime and land transportation modes to more effective interconnect. When you are talking about the other methodology of transportation, the telecommunication also plays a vital role. Telecommunications are structured networks with a practically unlimited capacity, and they have very low constraints that include the physiographic and oceanic masses that may impair the setting of cables. They provide for the instantaneous movement of information, and wave transmissions, because of their limited coverage, often require substations such as for cellular phones and networks. Satellites use a geostationary orbit, which is again getting crowded nowadays. So high network cost and low distribution cost characterized many telecommunication networks. So on the whole, when you are talking about the transportation facilities, the major play of the role is by the roadways. Still in India, the airlines and the rail transportations are not that much developed. Neither the waterways are not fully used by the people, and only less amount of transportation is used. So when compared to the transportation modes, even though we have variety of transportation models and transportation systems, the infrastructure is very little for certain areas. It is a very big drawback where you cannot get the airport, we cannot get the train, railway stations, where certain places we have to only carry through bullock carts even today in certain parts of the country, in the underdeveloped nations or in the developing nations. So on the whole, the transportation plays a vital role in the distribution networks, especially in the supply chain criteria. I hope this video might have been given a clear picture about the different types of transportations and what are all their usages, how it is used in the supply chain distributions, and what are all the major objectives and advantages, how it is contributing to the nation's development, international and national trade developments by designing the supply chain. All these concepts might have been clear with that. Thank you. Once again, I'll meet you in the next video. Thank you very much.